Hi, so today I'm going to explain the game called Pico Fermi Bagel. So this is a guessing game about a number, and you're thinking about the number and the digits. So when you think about this game, you're going to think of a number in your head, and then you're going to give clues to the person who's guessing to try to figure out what that number could be. So for example, I'm going to show you my number this time in my head so that you can see how to play. Let's pretend that I had the number 32 in my head. And let's say somebody guessed the number 16. If they had guessed the number 16, I'm going to tell them the answer is bagel, bagel. The reason I say that is because pico means that the number that they said has a digit in the right place, or a digit that is correct, but it's in the wrong place value. Fermi would mean that there's a digit that is correct and it's in the correct place value. Bagel means that the digits are wrong and the place values are wrong. So neither one of these digits are in my number, so I'm going to say bagel, bagel. But what if they said the number 22? Well, let's do 25. If I look at the number 25, I can say, ooh, there is a 2 in my number. That digit is correct, but it's in the wrong place value. So if it's the digit is correct, but it's in the wrong place value, I'm going to say pico. And then the 5 digit isn't in my number at all. So there I would say bagel. So now that gives the guessers a clue that, ooh, that number 2 probably doesn't need to go in the 2 spot. Maybe it needs to go, or in the 1 spot. Maybe it needs to go in maybe the 2 needs to go out of the 10 spot and into the 1 spot. So maybe the next time they guess the number 12. If they guess the number 12, oh, the 1 is still bagel because that digit is not in my number at all. But now the 2 is in the correct spot and it's the correct digit. So I can say that that's the right digit, right place. And I'm going to say Fermi. So now everyone's going to understand that the number 2 is in the 1's place. So now they're going to be thinking of other numbers. Maybe they guessed the number 62. And I'm going to have to tell them their answer is bagel, Fermi, because that 6 is still not in my place, my number, but the 2 is still correct. And I could even give a clue, and I might say, oh, that answer is too big. It's less than 62. And they can keep guessing. So maybe then they guessed 42. And I would say that that answer is still bagel, Fermi, because the 2 is correct, but the 4 is incorrect. And they could be crossing these off. So we know that it's not 62. We know that it's not 42, right? We know there's not a 1. You could be crossing those off as you go. And then finally, maybe I say my last clue is that it's 10 less than that last guess. And then they could go, oh, 32. And then I would answer with Fermi, Fermi, because that means that the digits are correct in both sections, and they would know that my guess or my answer was 32. So you can do this with a friend or a partner or a group. One person thinks of the number and then the other ones are making guesses, and that person is giving you clues by telling you whether they think it's Pico Fermi, Pico Pico, Fermi Bagel, whatever the answer is depending on your choices. I hope this video helps you and that you have a great time playing Pico Fermi Bagel.